Imagine pouring everything you have, your ideas, your energy, your time, into marketing, only to feel like no matter what you do, the results barely scratch the surface of what you know is possible. That sting of wasted effort, the silent scream of campaigns that don't connect, of strategies that fall flat despite endless tweaking. It's a poison that eats away at your confidence. It's like running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up but never takes you anywhere new. You feel locked in a cage built by invisible rules, by a world that sells you the idea of freedom while chaining you to outdated scripts and tired techniques. It's exhausting, defeating, and maddening to witness every competitor seem to move faster, to break through the noise while you're stuck replaying the same losing game. But what if the problem isn't what you're doing wrong, but what you haven't yet dared to do at all? What if everything you think about marketing, the whole system, the rules, the accepted norms, is a lie fashioned to keep you small? The truth is, traditional marketing has become a comfortable illusion, a safe set of habits that feel productive but only spit out the mediocre. You're chasing attention, but the world gets more numb every day. You flood feeds with content, but nothing sparks real connection. You follow best practices, but you're not best because you follow. You're just a copy of a copy, trapped in a loop designed to maintain the status quo, and it's crushing your fire. In this endless noise, the rare moments of real impact don't come from louder megaphones. No, they fly from the edges, from the cracks in the system, from those few willing to unlearn what everyone else insists is true. That's the key. What if the next breakthrough in marketing isn't about working harder or spending more, but about going deeper, into psychology, into the hidden wiring of human decision-making, beyond surface tactics, where you find the secret doorway no one else sees? Here's one powerful truth ignored by most. The biggest blocks in marketing aren't external. They live in how we think about influence itself. Most marketing treats people like targets or numbers, but what if they are something else entirely? What if beneath that armor of skepticism and apathy lies a fundamental human need, a deep emotional current that marketing can either ignore or unlock? The hack, the strange psychological trick that could shatter marketing forever, is to flip your entire mindset from selling to liberating, from pitching to connecting, from being seen to being felt. Think about it. People don't buy products. They don't pay for features. What they truly respond to is a story that liberates part of their identity they've been starving to express. A glimpse of themselves they want recognized, valued, made real. They seek a connection so raw that it breaches their defenses, a spark that reignites something lost in the endless scroll of sameness. This is why so many marketing campaigns, packed with flashy benefits and clever hooks, fall dead. They never touch that sacred part of the human experience where identity, desire, and meaning meet. So how do you tap into that? How do you unearth the buried emotional code that flips the script? The secret is deceptively simple, but insanely powerful: vulnerability. Yes, vulnerability in marketing. Not just showing perfect polished versions or superficial success, but daring to reveal the conflicts inside, the messy fears, the burning hunger for more that's real. When brands and messages are raw and honest, they break down walls and trigger empathy at a neurological level. It's a strange paradox. The more you reveal human imperfections, your doubts and struggles, the stronger your signal becomes. People don't resist it. They lean into it. They trust it. They feel seen because they see themselves. But here's the catch. Doing vulnerability the right way demands radical bravery. It means stepping off the well-trodden path of polished promotion and stepping into a space that's uncomfortable, uncertain, even risky. It means rejecting the safety net of the tried and true and accepting that some people will misunderstand, criticize, or walk away. And that's okay. Because those who stay are the ones who matter. The real tribe. The community built not on surface appeal, but on fierce alignment with your core message. This is when marketing transforms from broadcast into magnetism, from noise into resonance. And this is where the hack becomes a movement. You stop trying to be everything to everyone. Instead, You laser focus on becoming the beacon for the rare few who share your hunger for something real, something beyond the mainstream. You stop being a marketer and become a liberator, a guide who helps others shed their masks, break old patterns, and rise into a new level of freedom. This shift doesn't merely improve campaigns, it changes entire ecosystems. It creates networks of people connected not by geography or demographics, but by shared beliefs and courage to transcend limits. Now imagine harnessing this approach with precision tools borrowed from the bleeding edge of psychology, the science of emotional contagion, the framing of identity triggers, the strategic use of narrative dissonance to jolt audiences from passivity. Imagine crafting messages that feel like a conversation with the soul, rather than a cold sales pitch. This isn't guesswork. These are proven levers waiting to be pulled, but almost no one dares to reach for them because they're messy, unpredictable, and demand honesty. Yet those who do access a level of engagement that feels addictive, irresistible, because it feeds a primal need to belong to something more deeply true than brands or ads ever dared to acknowledge. You're not just selling products or services anymore. You're igniting revolutions inside hearts and minds. You're unlocking human freedom one genuine connection at a time. It's a kind of marketing that's not a tool of the system, but a weapon against it. A force for creation rather than consumption. And it begins by daring to be different, by rejecting the passive script society wrote, by trusting the fire inside that says, there must be a better way. So go ahead, stop running the race the system wants you to run. Stop fishing for clicks with bait that everyone else is tossing. Start taking apart the old narratives piece by piece. Start telling stories that shake foundations. Start building networks where difference is strength, where individuality fuels unity, where the few become the spark that sets the many free. Your customers, your followers, your investors are starving for this kind of marketing, deeply craving the raw, the honest, the rebellious. When you offer that, they don't just buy, they believe, they join, they move with you. And here's the final truth that can never be overstated. Marketing can never transform the world if it keeps acting like a trick or a gimmick. It becomes revolutionary only when it becomes an act of liberation, when it unlocks the power hidden inside each person to create, to innovate, to break free. The edge is calling, not to the masses, but to those rare few who burn too fiercely to settle. Are you ready to stop playing by the rules and start making your own? Because that strange psychological hack, the willingness to be boldly vulnerable and deeply human, is the spark that will ignite the next era of marketing. And once that fire catches, nothing will ever look the same again. Keep chasing that fire. Turn your marketing into a movement. Welcome to the edge where the future is made, not by those who follow, but by those who dare to become more.